Welcome to All Gen Gamers, a podcast for people in video games of all generations. Starring Pete Dorr, Happy Console Gamer, Gamester81, and Jason Heine.
Hey guys, this is John, Gamester81. This is episode 45 of the All Gen Gamers podcast. We've got Jason Heine, the EMU review with us. Jason, what's going on?
Hey, I'm really happy to be here, guys.
We've got Pete Dorr. Pete, what's up, man?
Hey guys, not too much.
Johnny Millennium, what's going down, brother?
What's going down indeed, Gamester?
And we are joined today by Jordan. And Jordan, tell us a little bit about who you are exactly and what game you developed or helped develop.
Sure. On the internet, I go by the alias Sivak, and back in 2010, I released a new NES game entitled Battle Kid: Fortress of Peril. It's a platformer inspired from I Want to Be the Guy and other classic 8-bit games. Gameplay-wise, it's kind of like a blend between Mega Man, Metroid, and like I said earlier, I Want to Be the Guy. It's a single-screen, non-scrolling platformer where you have to traverse from area to area. It's Metroidvania style in that there are no levels, but rather one large area which you need to explore. You need to seek out bosses, obtain new upgrades, like, for instance, a high jump or feather falling item. And the game lasts for about 550 rooms. There are 8 bosses in total. And on a good run, I can probably finish it in about 75 minutes or so.
Wow. And it's a very challenging game. I'm going to add that. But it's very fun. I like the music. I like the art style. Start us from the very beginning on how this game came to be.
Sure. Well, would you like me to go into because Battle Kid's actually the 4th game I've made. Would you like me to talk briefly about the others prior to that?
Definitely.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I got into Homebrew probably around 2007. I was collecting NES games, and I came across a website called NES World, where I found out about a guy who had released a game called Sudoku 2007, which is, of course, based on Sudoku. He goes by the name of Al Bailey, and he has the honor of having the first Homebrew out there. And I saw that, and I'm like, wow, that's cool, and you can really do it. So I decided to try doing it myself. So the first program I ever made, it was really simple. It was just nothing more than a background with some boxes, and they changed color, but it incorporated all the necessities you need for a game. You had palettes, you had background, you had controller input, you had sprites. So after that, I decided to make a game. And the first game is called Geminim, which is based on a logic game called Nim, where you get in this case, you get some colored gems, like there's blue, green, red, purple, and you get a certain amount of those, and you have to take from one color a certain quantity, and then the computer does so, and whoever winds up taking the last one wins. So it's a simple game, but that's what I would recommend anyone who wants to try this, just to start simple. Don't try to make something like Super Mario Brothers for your first game, because you will probably fail. But
Sure.
So that game took about 3 months to do, only because I was still learning, and it was pretty difficult. But I was able to finish it, and I was pretty happy that I could finish a game. So that brought me into doing a second game, which was based on those Simon toys. I'm sure you probably remember those, where you have red, blue, yellow, green, and you get a color, then you get 2, color, and you have to repeat the pattern. And that's done using a D-pad, where you have red on the top, blue on the right, and so forth. And that one I probably finished in about a month, so I was getting better with the programming. And those 2 games were released on a multi-cart in June of 2008, and which is still available for sale on the retro USB site called 2-in-1 Geminim/Simon. So that brought me into the third game, which is a clone of Columns, which is a little bit more complicated than what I'd previously done. That game took about 3 months or so to make, and there were some hang-ups getting it released because he didn't have parts for quite a while. But that eventually got released, I want to say, in late November of 2008. And So that's pretty much the history prior to Battle Kid, were just those 3 games. So I think now then you want me to talk about getting into the creation of the first game, Battle Kid?
Absolutely. Please.
Okay. So, like I said, the third game, which was called Mystic Pillars, by the way, that got released in November. But while we were waiting, I decided to, start this project in around October. And it started off just trying to first come up with a good way just how to do everything, because I had never made a platforming game at all. So this was a very big learning experience. First thing I did was decide what I'm going to base it on, which was, of course, I Want to Be the Guy, where you have the single screens, and when you touch the edge of the screen, you get to a new room. So I had to come up with a room format, and the first thing was to get it so it actually draws the room based on what tiles you have. So like you might have tile 0 is black space, tile 1 is a block or something, tile 2 is maybe blue space or something like that. So that wasn't too difficult to do. It was still a very long process just to get that to work. But once it did, then the next step was getting a character to appear in the game. And then what I think was probably the hardest part was getting him to interact with the background correctly. Just getting him so he doesn't go inside the walls, make sure he gets, presses against the walls. And when you touch the edge of the screen, it goes to a new screen and so forth. And pretty much, I want to say 3 months were probably spent just on getting the basic engine to work alone. And I then implemented other things like the items, the double jump item, the feather item, simple things like that. And let me see. And then pretty much from then, after I was happy with the engine, it was just a matter of then doing the game. So it was probably January where I finally started doing the actual game map, and doing things like adding enemies, adding bosses, and so forth. And really the whole process probably took, I want to say, from January till about October of 2009 of just doing everything. Doing the mapping, doing all the enemies, doing all the programming, and so forth. And in around November, I had myself a prototype cart made up so I could personally test the game on real hardware. And then it was a matter of waiting for actual artwork to be done for the cartridge. And
didn't Larry Bundy do that for you?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
He what he did was he gave me a pencil sketch, and he kept saying he wanted to color it, but he never really got around to doing it, so I decided to color it myself. I took each part and traced them in Flash, made vectors out of all of them. And so that's what you see in the older version 1.0 of the game. And the game was released on February 22nd, 2010.
And it's available on retrousb.com, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. What does it retail for?
$30 plus shipping.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. I got it when it first came out. I'm very impressed by the gameplay. It does kind of remind me like a Mega Man, like a Metroid kind of mix, Yeah. Now, how did you compose the music? How'd that come about? Did you do all the programming for that?
Yeah, the music, it's a two-step process. I use a program which is called Family Tracker. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of it. But it's a very handy program for making authentic NES music. And I just write the music in Family Tracker because, number one, you can preview it in real time. So that's, a big help. And then after I'm satisfied with it, I then port it over into the game. And it's run through a music engine, which takes data and then interprets it in such a way that it's written to the sound registers. And then as a result, you have music.
Cool.
Probably has to downsample it into 8-bit somewhere down the line there.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Well, I mean, Family Tracker actually does
does it in 8-bit? Okay.
That's cool.
Cool.
You can make an NSF file with it if you want to.
I can picture Jason messing around with it because Jason's our audio guy. He's big into music, so I can picture him in the future messing around with that program. That's cool.
You know it.
Yeah, I love the look of this. I've been watching the game the whole time while we've been talking.
Yeah, me too. It's like we're having the game narrated for us. It's pretty.
Yeah, cool. It's really awesome. But so I just want to know how long from beginning to coming up with the idea to completion. How many months? I think you mentioned it there, but I need to kind of hear it again.
Yeah, October. Well, to actual release would be October of 08 to February, but there were hang-ups, like I said.
That's pretty short time for
But
really.
February of 09 or February of 2010?
February of 2010.
Yeah, so over a year.
Okay, over a year. I was about to say, man, you're good. That's incredible programming time in like 3 months' time, but wow, over a year. Still, for one person, this is incredible work.
It's not entirely me. The parts that I did solely were the programming, the level design, the soundtrack, and sound effects.
That's pretty big.
And I also wrote the story, which it's not much, but it's something.
What is the story? I have no idea.
You find out about a mysterious group who is building a super mech, which is the final boss of the game. It's nothing more than a big bad robot, and you find out about it, and your mission is to go and destroy it. And you go to destroy it before it's completed. So when you see the final boss, it looks like an incomplete robot.
Nice, kind of like the Metal Gear or something, right?
Everyone says that, and that was I swear to you, that was not on my mind when I came up with that.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, that's totally fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But like, it's such an awesome looking game. I love it. I know Rob Man's gonna love this game. So hey guys, for anybody out there that's curious, go check out videos of Battle Kid on YouTube. I just typed in Battle Kid on YouTube, and
Sivak, you have a YouTube channel, right, that features
Yes.
this game. Can you please plug that real quick so people can go to your channel?
Yeah, it's Sivak D. I couldn't take the YouTube account Sivak because someone else who doesn't even use their account took it.
Isn't that always how it works? Always.
Yeah, and he hasn't logged in since 2006.
Right.
always the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you have also your plans on developing a sequel, correct?
Yes, that's in progress.
And can you give us an update on how that's going and any spoilers or anything like that you want to provide? That'd be great.
Well, the last I posted about it, I was guessing it was approximately 70%.
Wow.
There are currently over 500 rooms,
Whoa.
6 bosses, when I'm working on two more. But in total, I'm hoping there would be around 600 to 650 rooms, about 11 bosses, and then some more special features for beating the games on the higher difficulties and what have you.
Are you going to release a cartridge of that as well?
Oh, yes.
Have you got anybody to do the artwork yet?
Well, Larry will probably do it again unless he
I
doesn't
have
want
somebody
to.
I'd love to recommend to you.
Yeah, but I mean, I do want to keep it, though, in the same kind of style, though.
Oh, I have somebody. You guys know who I'm going to recommend, right?
Hands up.
Anzo. For
Well,
sure.
I'm open to hearing it.
He is. I'll give you his Deviant art page. You have to check out his work. It's incredible stuff. His work is actually being in. Oh my God! Like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, all that kind of stuff. He is exceptional. And I'm not knocking Larry, but I'm just saying, hey, you want to try to go with somebody different as well. Hanzo is the man to go through. He's awesome. Awesome artist, so can't recommend him enough.
Yeah.
I think I just kind of looking at the style of the game. I'm like, man, I know he'd love to do this too.
I do like the original artwork though for that
Yeah.
Larry did. I think it really fits the game. So I like the green cart too. It's cool.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the other thing. He said, the guy who runs Retro USB said I get to choose a color for this game, so I'm going to go with teal.
Nice. So when are you expecting the second one to be complete?
Well, the way things are going, it's been pretty positive. I would like to think I could maybe finish just the general game by July or August, but then there will be still other things to do with the game, like refinement, doing the special features and what have you. So I don't know how. I don't really have a guess date, but that would be my guess for at least finishing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I guess a release date, I should say.
Yeah, this is a great game.
I'm gonna have to pick this up. Battle Kit looks good.
Yeah.
It's based on you have a password system too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that complicated to kind of set up, or is that fairly easy?
No,
to program?
it's really easy. There are people who actually made a password kind of crack, if you will, so you can configure it any way you want using those programs. I went with that to keep the cost of the cartridge down, because if you wanted to save games, it would probably add an extra $8 to $10.
Yeah. Do you plan on programming other games for other systems, or are you just going to stick specifically with Nintendo?
I don't really know yet. Because when you go to if you want to go to a higher end system like Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis, people are probably going to expect more out of something like that. Like, I know that you guys are familiar with Pure Solar.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I actually got my copy of that on Saturday. But they're probably going to want something like that, and a game that big would be so much work. I mean, when you think like Super Nintendo, what do you think? Super Metroid, Link to the Past, the Final Fantasy games. Yeah. Very good games, but when I think about it, what it would take to actually make something like that, it would be so much work.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts about Pure Solar? Which edition did you pick up?
Well, I got the reprint edition, and I actually ordered it early in May because they were sold out on the main website.
Right.
I found this vendor in Hong Kong. And they were selling it for about $10 more, which didn't bother me that much. It's not like eBay where they're in the three figures. And it got here in 12 days, and it's all right so far. I'm only up to like the second dungeon.
12 days. We had to wait 45 days.
45 days.
Yeah. We got it from the website. They did a reprint.
Yeah.
It's kind of controversial because Johnny ordered a copy and he won't open it. So there's a huge petition. People want him to open it.
Like there's a huge petition that Pete started, and it's got 87 signatures. And I was reading some of the comments. It's quite funny actually, but still to this right now, I'm not opening it. Maybe we get to 100, I'll think about it.
He'll think about it, folks. He'll think about it.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I got jealous. It's come to the point now that I'm actually jealous of Pete's copy, I got to say. Of his original copy that he loves to flaunt, by the way. He loves to flaunt it.
Hey, but I've known about that game for years.
Since the 1970s when it was
yes.
Yeah.
I had that thing pre-ordered for years.
Johnny, I've heard that you can actually download the audio soundtrack and burn it onto a CD and then use it. Like if,
Yeah, an ISO.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't have a Sega CD, so I just get the good old chiptune version.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, I think it sounds all right.
It's a cool idea, though, to combine the CD quality sound.
It's an excellent idea.
It's awesome that they offer that. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Wait, so sorry. Am I right? I thought it came with a CD that you could put in.
Well, Pete's version does. The first print does. The second print
original.
doesn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just rub it in.
Totally. I'm extra pissed off now. I thought every version had that.
No.
Oh, I'm definitely opening up now. What's the point?
Are you? No, what they're saying is you can burn the thing and put it on a CD.
Yeah.
Of course I can burn anything. I can play a ROM of that game if I want, but...
You also get ambient sound effects. So as you're moving around, like if you're passing by a building where they're doing construction on it, as for example, you'll hear them doing construction on it. Like it's really, they added in some really cool effects with the CD if you play it with that.
I'm trying to find the first edition. Yeah. They're all reprints now. Nobody's selling an original.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're going to do yet another reprint edition, so I might be very lucky having found that vendor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because from what I understand, the vendor got like maybe 30 or 40 copies and then just sold them to people. Because when I got on the website, it says only 5 left in stock. So I'm like, oh, well, I guess I should get that.
Yeah, what I don't like is what they say on the cover. What does it say on the cover? Like something like reprint edition. It's just like, thanks for telling everybody.
Well, it's also isn't it a clamshell where the first print was like cardboard? Is that right, Pete?
Yes, very nice cardboard box with a nice flap on it.
Just listen to this guy.
Little hidden. I didn't even realize until like 2 days later that there was a little hidden compartment that says like goodies on the flap. You open it up and there's the map and some stickers and stuff. It's really cool.
Dude, Johnny, he's rubbing it in.
I know, like seriously, like I'm definitely not opening it up right now. This is ridiculous.
Hey, Jordan, so Battle Kit, when I got it, I just got the cartridge itself. Do you have a box that comes with it, or is that?
No, we don't do the boxes only because they're so expensive to do.
Yeah.
Like it would probably be another $10 to $12. There are actually 4 versions of the game out there. First was the prototype, which I have, and he accidentally used that ROM though on maybe 30 of the very first releases of 1.0, which kind of angered me that he did that, and he didn't see. but nobody.
Sorry, I missed that. What happened?
I made a prototype in back around November of 2009 just so I could play the game on my own.
Yeah.
And he wound up using that ROM by mistake on about 30 cartridges instead of the correct 1.0.
Oh, shit.
But there are people who, only about 30 people got that.
It's a limited
After
edition.
The prototype was the collector's edition, which with all my games I do 33 collector's editions. So like with the Geminem, there were 33, Simon 33, and with Battle Kid there were also 33. And with that one though, it actually came with one of those what do they call them? Universal game cases. We had some of those made up with artwork, so it was the closest anyone would get to a box. But the only problem is those cases needed to be modded with a solder iron because they aren't designed to fit an NES cartridge. They can fit all these other ones, but not an NES. So having to mod those for every single person would be ridiculous. So then came 1.0, which you get a cart and manual.
That's what I have, yeah.
And then 1.1 also has a cart and manual, just with the updated artwork and a few very, very minor fixes.
How's the game been selling, if you don't mind me asking?
Pretty well. I mean, when it first came out, we did 100 of them at $3 off regular price, and those went in about 10 hours. Then after that, we did about another couple, and those went in about 3 days. So,
wow.
Yeah, it does
great.
pretty well. It's kind of died down now that it's been over a year. Probably his best-selling product, other than maybe the Power Pack on his website.
It's a really cool website. I like the website a lot.
Yeah.
They have a cool championship Nintendo cart, like reproduction cart, which I got on that too.
Yeah, I got one of those too.
Yeah. So how'd you come in contact with Retro USB?
Just when I found out about the Sudoku game, I looked at the site, and then I got to talking with him. He's actually responsible for making some of the tutorials that I used to actually make the games, because there's a lot of bad info out there about making the games, and some of it's inaccurate. So, I mean, it's not intentionally inaccurate, but some of the things just will not work on a real system, and I just don't get why all that's out there. But thankfully, his tutorials point you in the right direction of how to actually make things work and work correctly.
So, is it safe to say that Nintendo is your favorite system, or?
Yeah, no, I still have my original system from way back when, my original Mario and Duck Hunt cart too.
It probably makes you appreciate the programming for those games, huh? Being a programmer yourself?
Yeah. Definitely learn a thing or two about what it would take to make those games from doing this.
Do you play a lot of newer games, or?
I have a Wii. I only have new Super Mario Brothers and Punch Out for games, and I've got a couple of WiiWare games like Mega Man 9, Mega Man 10, and Sonic 4.
Right.
I'm looking forward to La Mulana when that comes out to WiiWare, though.
I don't know that one.
Oh, I think I was just checking that out. Yeah. That's another 2D platformer, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like the guy kind of looks like Indiana Jones, and it's another Metroidvania single screen, kind of like my game. There are bosses, cool. And yeah, it was actually a free game for PC, and still is a free game if you want to get it. But then the WiiWare's updated. I think it's a little bit easier in terms of puzzle solving, but the bosses are a little bit harder.
So yeah, you mainly stay in the old school days, right? Which is great.
Yeah,
by the way. That's awesome. Yeah, Rob is really going to get a kick out of this. Is there any way that you can? Is there like a pay to download ROM kind of thing?
No, not at this moment. Because
I was just asking. Not that I'm not condoning downloading your game. I didn't know if you guys had something set up for people who would want to purchase it online, type of thing.
No, I mean pretty much. I do have a PayPal button on my site. If someone wants to really download it and then send something out of the goodness of their heart, they can do it. But there's no quote official way of doing it.
Right. Oh, okay.
As far as the second game's going, I'm probably going to have a demo ROM hopefully in the near future. I want to do it maybe about the time when I'm ready to start doing the final area of the game.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how's the second one going to be different as far as gameplay?
Yeah, sure. There's definitely more to it. First one was simple in that it only had a couple of types of blocks, like a solid block, water block, and spike block. This one's got all those, but in addition, there are ice blocks, so you can slide around. There are conveyor belts. There is a liquid called sludge, which is like water, except you move slower in it, and you can find an upgrade which nullifies the effects of that. And then there's a new big part of the game where you can get a wall grip ability where you can jump on and grab onto certain walls and climb them. So that's a pretty big part of the game. Let me see. As far as, the easy difficulty in the second game is actually, I would say, easy, where you actually get a hit point system in the easy difficulty, 3 hits before you die. As opposed to the first game where all you got was the double damage item from the start, which made the bosses easier, but I don't think it made the game a great deal easier. There are other things like, I think, refinements, so to speak, where save rooms have little icons outside of them, so you don't have to kind of wander blindly as much. There's also a map this time around where the first game did not have a map. It just merely had this coordinate item which would display on the top right. I actually heard of people that drew their own maps, which to me seemed kind of insane. But yeah, you do get a map this time around. Oh yeah, there's more interactivity with the antagonists this time around too. I think the cutscenes look a little bit better. I might do a new video showcasing the new cutscene engine in the near future. But other than that,
how big is it in actual size? Remember back then, the games would be how big was the first game in size?
It was 239 kilobytes out of a possible 256, and this one will probably be right around that size too. One of the things I'm thankful for is the guy who did my music engine actually made the format a lot more compact with that. So the new one is definitely going to have more space because of that.
Well, that's awesome.
More space available because of that.
Well,
go figure. You're making it smaller when everybody else is making their games bigger. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, right now it's at about, I want to say, in the 190 kilobytes. So,
right on.
Pretty much the only space that's going to be left are a couple of bosses and then the final area.
For future games that you plan on programming, if you ever need an audio sound guy, I know one. His name's Jason Heine. He's done a couple games, or one game at least.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Yeah, true that, though. True that.
We got sound guys, we got artists, we got a whole bunch of people going on over here.
Yeah.
We're a one-stop shop here.
P will playtest your game for free as well.
Yeah, no, I've gotten offers from some composers, and I say thank you, but no, I really do want to keep the soundtrack as my own soundtrack.
Sure, no, I can respect that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, dismissing anybody or saying anybody's no good. It's just the way I like to do it.
Absolutely.
As a personal project for yourself, right? It's your own personal baby, so definitely in that regard. Totally. So nice.
Well, awesome. Anything else, guys, you want to ask questions for? Anything else you want to add, Jordan?
Covered a lot of amazing stuff.
Yeah, it looks great. I'm going to go pick it up.
All right, thank you. I can't really think of much to really add about the second game, other than the status report that I've given.
So the easiest place people can find it is probably YouTube on your channel?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to find information,
yeah.
I tend to do more on YouTube than my actual website, which is kind of pathetic because videos take time to do on the website. All I have to do is type some things, but you can find screenshots on my website of some areas that have not been shown on YouTube.
What's your website?
It's http sivak.nintendoage.com.
And how'd you come up with the name Sivak?
That comes from Dungeons and Dragons. The Dragonlance campaign setting has these monsters which are called Draconians, of which there are 5 types: Orak, Abaz, Bozak, Kapak, and of course Sivak. And I thought the Sivaks were the coolest of the bunch. So I'm
a big Dungeons and Dragons fan, and I didn't know that. And I actually have all the goddamn Dragonlance books and modules and all that. So cool figure.
Oh, that's where it's from.
That's cool. Nice. That's a cool story. So,
great.
Right on.
We appreciate you joining us and answering questions and telling us about your awesome games that you've made. Any other future games you plan on developing? Or
well,
it's kind of...
Okay, I guess I can maybe reveal this. Are you all familiar with the Angry Video Game Nerd?
Yeah, of course.
It's one of those things. I don't know if I'm for sure going to do it, but I've thought about asking him if he would like to be in his own NES game.
Nice.
I don't know. But again, I'm not confirming doing this, and I'm not even sure if I want to do it. But I think it might be something kind of interesting, to say the least.
Why would he be against that? He'd probably want a percentage of the money, right, or something if you were to sell it.
No, I don't think he'd be against it. I don't know if he'd think it would be weird or just too weird. I don't know. But if I were to do it, I would probably want to do something kind of in the style of classic Castlevania or Ninja Gaiden.
Nice. That'd be
scrolling
awesome.
And levels, as opposed to the Metroidvania style.
He's on a quest to find shitty games.
Yeah. I don't know what I would do, but I don't know. It would be something I think would be kind of fun to try. But again, I don't know if I for sure want to do it. But other than that, I've always wanted to make my own shoot 'em up game too, maybe for PC. I've tried it on. I've tried C++ before, and I did make a very, very rough engine of a shooting game. But there's a lot that has to go into that type of game. That bullet hell game, I think they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one project that I would absolutely love to see, but I don't really see myself doing it, would be an RPG kind of in the style of Final Fantasy for the Super Nintendo.
Oh, that'd be cool.
We talked about that earlier, but that would be way, way, way too much work. So.
That's a lot of work.
Big investment.
Yeah. Because, doing the things like, having a character on an overhead view interacting with solids, that part wouldn't be too hard, but doing things like, balancing the combat system and writing a good story, that would be hard.
Oh, yes.
Kind of makes you respect Pure Solar.
Yeah.
But that probably was a team of people. I imagine that's not just one.
Yeah, that was a team of people.
Yeah. Pure Solar thus far, it's pretty good. There are a few things that kind of bother me about it, but I think
what bothers you about it?
Well, like at the beginning, you get such little experience from.
Yes, I do agree. It took forever to level up, and then all of a sudden you get. I don't know if you got to a point in this game, but all of a sudden you get destroyed by the enemies, and you have to. You grind in RPGs, but like you said, the difficulty seems a little bit not balanced correctly.
The first boss is a bitch.
Yeah, the first boss. I was looking at a guide, and apparently he's Earth Elemental, so all you have to do is equip feathers, and you're fine.
I sure as hell didn't know that.
Yeah, I beat him on level 2.
I hate that stuff in RPGs.
But yeah, when I'm up at this canyon level, I finally got up to level 3 at that point, which seemed like, should I be level maybe 6 or something by this point of the game? But there are these sandworm enemies which poison you, and that poison seems like such an imbalanced status effect. Like, not only do you lose hit points, but your attack power goes down, your defense power goes down. Sometimes your character doesn't do the attack you told him to do. But yeah, I leveled up to level 4 and was fine at that point, but still, it took a long time just to get to level 4. Another little thing that kind of bugs me is when you want to use the cure spell outside of combat, I have to see that animation every time on the overhead.
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah,
it's
and then
long
you have to bring up the menu again, too, every time you want to use it. Like if you want to use it twice. But
yeah, the game's not perfect, but I still highly enjoy it.
How far?
I definitely can appreciate it. Just I can get nitpicky about little things. So, I'm not knocking the game by any means. It's it's not like it's unplayable or anything like that. It's just little stuff like that.
Pete, how much is your version worth?
The thing is, I have the US Genesis version. There were 3 different versions for the different regions. The US version is the most sought after. I think they go for like $200 to $300 on eBay.
That's not that
to
much.
the first print. Yeah, that's not that.
Give me a link so I can buy it, so I can have it end to you. Come on, Pete. Whenever you find it, send me a link to it.
I'll keep an eye out. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out if I see one decently priced.
Yeah, totally. So I want to buy it to have an end to all of this. And then I'm going to rip open my second edition or second printing version of it like a wild man. Like I faked doing in the last podcast. I was going to go, I'm going to throw it on the ground and slam it in and play a second of it.
I had a question for Pete, since you seem to be familiar about it. Do you know about the different languages? Like, did they actually do the game in different languages?
How they did it was they hired people. You know, they didn't pay them, I believe, but they just hired volunteers to translate the entire game. So what actually ended up happening was that the Japanese version of the game doesn't even have Japanese in it, because they couldn't find a Japanese translator for the game. So that's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, they just hired different people that wanted to translate the game for them.
Because when I was doing the language selection, I was just curious to maybe see it in German because I know some German, but only the menus were in German and the rest was still in English.
Really?
I don't know if that's for just the reprint edition or what.
Oh, that's strange. That might be some kind of bug. But yeah, the whole game is supposed to be in different languages.
Huh. I don't know. I only tried German and Japanese, but yeah, Japanese, just the menus were still in Japanese and everything else was in English.
Wait, so your version does have Japanese in it?
Yeah, no, there's an option for Japanese, and I've closed the menu.
Unless they added, I mean, I could be wrong, unless they added that in the more recent reprints of it, but I remember reading when they couldn't get a Japanese translator for the game, unless they found one.
No, just the menus were in Japanese and like the item names, but the whole script is still in English. And it was like that for German too, so I don't know.
That's very strange.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of work and programming to do that.
No, yeah, different language support, especially Japanese, would require like a whole different text engine if you want to have all the characters.
Well, maybe we can see Battle Kid in German.
Asian Schnitzel.
No, there actually is a boss with a German name, so.
Oh, yeah? Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Shiza boss.
Zangief?
Zangief?
No,
He's
Zangief's Russian.
He's Russian, yeah.
I know, but it just sounds... Never mind.
Good stuff, man. Well, again, we appreciate you joining us and telling us about your game. You're welcome to stick around. We usually go through some questions and games you've been playing. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll see what's going on.
Cool. Before we get started, though, I do want to present something to Jason. It's from all of us.
Oh yes, the time has come.
The time has come.
What?
This is from Pete, Johnny, and I, because we appreciate all the time Jason's put into the podcast. I mean, he works behind the scenes.
What are you guys doing?
He works. I mean, how many hours?
We bought you an extra large condom.
Yeah. So anyway, Jason, I want to present these to you.
You guys really did something?
No,
here?
for sure, Dan. We would appreciate what you do. So we got to take care of it. Plus, it's a good day. You got partnered today on YouTube, so congratulations on that. And
yeah, thank you. Yeah, wow, what a great day.
Open it up,
I'm
man.
gonna open
from
this
all
up.
of us.
Which one should I do first?
No, there's a small one and a little one, or a small one and a big one.
It's kind of like me and Gamester.
And the listeners especially should appreciate what Jason does, because I can guarantee you guys I would not be up to date on releasing this podcast on a weekly basis if I was still doing that, because it is so much work.
I think if anybody remembers the first few podcasts, and the quality has risen.
Yes.
Yeah, he's brought us
to
to
incredible.
the other level.
All right.
So you have to kind of describe what you're seeing.
I know. Okay, I'm opening up. They look like posters, and they're wrapped in paper here. So I got my knife. I gently cut it open. I'm opening up.
It's a poster of me, Jason.
It's actually a poster of Johnny's and Pete's Big Banana. Okay, this is excellent. This is a promo poster from Killer Instinct 2 that was released in 1996. This is excellent. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
No problem.
This is you know what's funny? We were talking about this when we had Yesterday's 92 when we had him on, and we were just talking about it. And I went after the podcast. I was like so pissed. I was like, he's got all these damn Killer Instinct posters, and I thought, you know what? I don't even have one. I mean, I have everything you can imagine with this game except posters.
Nice.
This is awesome.
Nice.
Fantastic. Okay, now I'm gonna open up the big one here.
That's what she said.
I'm so flattered.
I gotta say, is it attached to John's body right now?
Yeah, and he's actually nude. I don't know why he did that today, but
isn't that strange? You know, that's weird how that is.
Jordan's like, what is going on in this? All right. This one's also wrapped in paper.
It came really quick. I ordered it like a week ago.
Pardon? It came really quick.
Oh, God, here we go. I'm being very careful.
Yeah, you have to be sensitive to his needs.
You guys are disgusting.
I know, isn't it great?
Oh, for the love. Here we go. Okay.
Just the outer paper.
Yeah, just the outer paper. Okay.
Oh my! Is he opening a Pier Solar, the 3rd edition or something? What's going on here?
Well, another one. Okay, so there's another Killer Instinct 2 poster. It's the same one, I think.
Yeah, I got 2.
Okay, I got 2. I got doubles. Excellent. And this is the big one here.
So one you can actually destroy and hang on your wall. And the other one
Nice. It is. This is a full size.
Full size one.
Full size of Killer Instinct 2 arcade. Oh, this is sweet, you guys. Has a picture of all the characters on it and a picture of that beautiful arcade cab. This is very tasty. Thank you, guys. I'm very flattered. I don't know what to say. Thank you very
we just want
much,
to
you
get a little
guys.
something up for sure.
Yeah. No, we appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we're going to buy you gifts every couple of months just so you keep doing the podcast so you don't ask too many questions, all right?
Just don't ask the questions and just edit the podcast.
Yeah, just no eye
Awesome.
contact either, please.
Thank you very much, you guys. You guys didn't really have to do that. It's very, very nice of you.
We know we didn't, honestly.
I want to thank P and Gamester for doing this for me. Johnny, fuck you.
Yeah, no problem.
No, totally. No,
it's
it's awesome. I love you guys. You
It's
guys are
something we
sweet.
all actually came up with, kind of the same idea. You know, like we all been kind of talking about it. Hey, how we appreciate you, and thought we'd want to get back. That's all.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Serious.
Thank you, guys. Thank
Yeah.
you. Yep, I'm going to frame the big one, and I'm going to hang on the wall that, and then I'm also going to hang up on the wall one of these little ones, and then I'm going to store another small one. Oh yeah, I already got plans for this. Oh yeah, already got plans. Excellent. Well, what a surprise. Gosh, where do we go from here? Take 5. I need another beer.
and Jason, yeah, you have to describe that you got partnership on YouTube today, which is awesome.
I did, yes. I applied and I got approved. So real happy about that. I'm real excited. So looking forward to the next chapter in the EMU review. So thanks to everyone for all of your support with the channel and what I do there. It's a lot of fun, as all of us here, all of us YouTube guys, we really enjoy doing them and just look forward to the future. So thanks.
Yeah, and for sure, if anybody's out there and maybe they're aspiring to get partnership, like me and Jason will tell you, I think we can all say that it took us like 6 or 7 tries each. Like,
yep.
Actually, I think Pete got it on his second time or some crazy thing, didn't he?
3rd or 4th, I think.
3rd or 4th, yeah. For me, they just kept saying, fuck off. And I'm like, please, sir, can I have some fuck off? And then finally, one day when I'm beaten in an alley somewhere, I finally get it.
I met up with Google in the alley, and what I did is I bent him over my knee, slapped him around. Pretty soon I'm partner.
It's kind of lazy, like, yeah, when you least expect it, sometimes you get it, and it's kind of cool. Like, it's funny, I didn't aspire to get partnership. I kind of thought, oh, it'd be cool to get that, but I didn't even know that existed when I came on YouTube. I didn't know about it for like the first year.
Yeah, neither
people were
did
like,
I.
are you gonna apply for partnership? And I was like, what is that? Oh, they put ads on there? I don't want ads in my videos. That's all I remember saying.
And I think there's a common misconception. People think that partners make a ton of money, and that's not.
Oh, Jesus.
That's far from the truth.
Yeah,
So,
I spoke back to Coke last week, I think.
and we just do it just to have fun. That's the bottom line. We post videos to have fun, and that's where most people should be.
You know what the main reason why I really wanted to have it? I mean, yeah, making a little bit back on your videos is nice. I'm not going to lie about that. But the thing is they give you some really cool perks. And the big thing that I like is they give you an ability to put a channel banner on there where you can put links to your Facebook and Twitter and all these different accounts and, just interactivity. I like that. And, they give you different branding options. And it's really what the main thing is that I like, that I saw. So I'm working on that now. I'm really excited about it. And I think that really helps connect everything together. It's like, because now I can put a link to the podcast. I can put a link to, the streaming channel and, a link to whatever. Yeah. And it just helps connect everybody. So that's a really cool feature.
Another thing they've announced, YouTube, is they're actually starting to do live streaming with partners.
So they're rolling it out slowly.
Yeah, it's very slowly. And
have you guys noticed that you'll go check your subscription box and all of a sudden some live streaming event is going on?
For some Call of Duty game or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like something like Pete. Maybe you know what the guy's called. Something like he reviews toys online.
Yeah, what's his name? Jeepers Media.
Jeepers. Yeah,
or something. Yes, yeah, so I don't subscribe to the guy, but it shows up in my subscription box with. I click on his video and he's like doing some live stream. I'm like, what the heck? Why did you end up in my subscription box?
That happened the other night.
Did it? Yeah.
It did, eh? Yeah, it's frustrating.
I'm not
isn't
even
it? So
subscribed to the guy. I think I'm his friend, and that's it.
I blocked the guy. I blocked him because I don't want showing up anymore. Like, honestly, I'd hate to be showing up in people's boxes when they don't want to see the show. They didn't subscribe, then fuck off.
I get stuff like that from Fred. I'm not even subscribed to Fred or like some of the bigger YouTubers like Shane Dawson and stuff. I get stuff in the inbox all the time. I'm not even subscribed
But
to
you
them.
know who is responsible for that?
Google.
Google's doing
Yeah,
that.
because they push they get money on that.
Yeah,
That's why.
exactly.
Yeah, bullshit.
It's
But
all good.
you know, something else I was talking to these guys about is that earlier on today, maybe it was yesterday, a guy came into the forums, in the All Gen Gamers forums, and gave it a link and said that this epicbattleaxe.com had plugged, well, you know, I would say for me personally, the Happy Console Gamer Show. And I was really blown away. I didn't know who these guys were, so I had to go check out their site, epicbattleaxe.com. Quite the site. There's so much stuff going on the site. And they do a weekly podcast. And they plugged this show on the podcast. And I definitely wanted to thank out all our friends at epicbattleaxe.com. Like, great podcast. I never heard it before, and I started listening to it today and was blown away. Definitely want to thank those guys over there. Jason, did you want to play a clip of that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
All right, guys, we are coming up near the end of this week's skirmish, but first we have our battle cries of the week, and of course I'm going to start off with my battle cry this week, which I'm gonna probably the next couple of battle cries, I'm going to call out a couple of YouTube channels that are like the things that I go to every time I log on, every time I get on the computer, every time I'm on my
we
iPad.
can't put porn in the show, Tony.
I'm pulling up. They can't on YouTube either if you check, because I have. The one I'm going to go with this week, you know, I've already talked about some of my good friends over at Empty Clips Media. The guys have been putting out some great stuff, and they've actually seen a big surge from all of our fans out there. So really appreciate everybody going out there and supporting them. But one of the other guys, this guy doesn't really need any support. They're doing really good, but it's just one channel that I really enjoy watching, and it's Happy Console Gamer, and it's a guy named Johnny Millennium who's Canadian. Which, you know, don't hold that against him. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, his name's Johnny Malema, and he has a good friend of his called Rob Man, and they're just fans of video games, current games, of retro games. They're really fans of collecting stuff too. So I mean, they collect all of like the guidebooks and the art books and the soundtracks and like different versions of like the older games and special editions and things. And the thing is, these guys are just so. You can tell just they're genuinely nice, good people, and that they are so passionate about just gaming, not old school games only or new school games only. I mean, they just love gaming, and they're so appreciative to all their fans, and they do just really good stuff. So if you get a chance, go over to YouTube, check out Happy Console Gamer, and check them out, and I think you will enjoy it.
Wow.
It's a very awesome shout
Yeah,
out.
it was a great shout out. Very cool.
Wow. Very humbled, and definitely want to tell all of our listeners to go check out epicbattleaxe.com because they send a lot of good vibes our way, and we're all about sending good vibes back. So really cool. That made my day to hear that today. I was
That's
like,
awesome,
hey, that's
man.
pretty awesome.
That's
pretty
awesome.
Cool stuff. So
Congratulations, dude.
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah, I think that's for all of us, for sure. That's I know I like different communities supporting each other. I like that. I think we try to do that a lot with a lot of people, and it's really nice when somebody out of the blue does it for us. I think it's excellent. So very cool.
I'm gonna have to check out their podcast. It sounds like they have really good chemistry and stuff. Just from that
Yeah, I
little
sound like a
snippet.
bunch of nice guys.
Yeah, for
you know what I
sure.
mean?
For sure.
Because I've gotten shout outs before that are like, I remember this one I got a long time ago. I won't mention the podcast, but they're like, yeah, look at this. Oh my God, like the guy's got so much stuff. He does all these reviews and blah, blah, blah. And then the other guy's like, yeah, but has he ever got laid? And I'm listening to it. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell are you?
Is this Dr. Love? What the?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Who the hell are these people? Love Talk. Come on. I'll bring him onto my show, Love Talk. But no, so it's nice to actually get a compliment that's actually a compliment and not a compliment that they take back.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
kind of cool. So, anyways, that's my plug of the week, guys. I
Nice,
can get
dude.
back.
Awesome.
So, as me and Pete have something to discuss, I think. We just wanted to talk about a couple of things, and I'm like, let's leave it for the podcast. And the Lord of the Rings you were talking about, Pete.
Yeah, so I was flipping through my PlayStation magazine, and I knew it was coming, but not this soon. We all knew that they were going to come out with the Lord of the Rings Extended Edition on Blu-ray, but it is coming on June 28th, and it's going to be a 15-disc box set for all three movies.
Holy shit!
Yeah, yeah. And hey, I bought the original movies knowing that the extended would be coming up, and I didn't anticipate it coming this soon. It feels like I just bought and watched the damn Blu-rays for the first set they released. But yes, needless to say,
how much did you pay for the first set of Blu-rays you bought?
Oh God, how much was it? I think it was like 60 or 70. I think I forget how much it was. I didn't care. I wanted it. I was like, oh yes.
Well, what ended up happening is the Blu-rays came out, and there was a huge backlash that they wanted the extended versions, right? And also, there was a huge backlash about the mastering of them. The first, and if you watch it, the very first movie does not look that great. It really, really doesn't. And the movie's not old. There's movies from 1982 I see on Blu-ray that have better masters than the first Lord of the Rings, which is unbelievable. The second and third movies get a lot better. So the fan backlash on Amazon and just around the web in general was evil, to say the least. People did not buy it. They actually said, fuck it, I'm not buying it. And you get a bunch of real hardcore, let's call them the nerdy crowd. I'll even throw my name into that. The nerdy crowd. They said, fuck it, I'm not buying it. I'll wait for the extended editions. I'll be, that I'll stand up for the rights of, all nerds everywhere waiting for the extended editions.
Well, they got what they wanted.
Yeah, that's what they all wanted. That's what the fans wanted. So nobody bought it. So I went into Best Buy and I bought all three movies on Blu-ray for $20. I think it was $25.
Total or each?
No, for all thrhree movies.
Wow.
And
oh my God.
That was because the girlfriend at Christmas is like, hey, let's get the Lord of the Rings movies. And I'm like, well, no, they're kind of expensive. And we walked into Best Buy and I'm like, $25? I'm like, that must be for the first one. She's like, yeah, I think it is. And I look, I said, no, wait, it's for all of them. I'm like, let's go pay for these so maybe nobody will notice, And they rang it through, and that's what the price was.
Wow!
So it was a hell of a steal at Christmas time there. But that's the thing I want to talk to Pete about. And I guess Pete doesn't know either. Maybe some of the fans in the forums can answer it for us. That are they remastering the first movie? I
highly doubt that.
Well, okay. Peter Jackson is supervising this version. I remember that. He started supervising the originals, and then somehow he had a falling out. I don't know what happened there, and he left that. And so I know he's back on board for this, but the only thing that pisses me off is that you get the Blu-rays, which are, it's nice to have them on Blu-rays, but all the extras are always on DVD, and I'm just like, oh, come on, why is this not in high def?
So 15, you said 15 Blu-rays or 15 discs, like including DVDs?
Yes.
Let me see if I can find it again.
That's incredible.
But there's 26 hours worth of bonus footage.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Is it going to come with any cool memorabilia or anything?
Doesn't look like it. I have the page open now. You get 3 digital copies of the movies. It says, here's the description. All 3 extended feature films on Blu-ray with 9 special feature DVDs. Yes, so they are DVDs. Over 26 hours of spellbinding behind-the-scenes movie-making material, including the rare Costa Botes documentaries.
And you get a Golem mask as well.
Yeah. No.
You get to wear that while you're watching the movie.
I got the editions back, the extended ones where they had the book stop.
I got every single one of them.
Yeah, the bookends, those are cool. Those are really cool. What's your guys' favorite movie of the 3?
Fellowship.
Definitely the first one is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so funny? I had the best first experience watching that movie. Saw the midnight show the night it opened, and I was stuck between 2 gigantic bad guys that smelled like BO. That's how you see Lord of the Rings opening night.
It wouldn't be the
I'm
first
not
time.
joking. That was I'm still nostalgic about that. And
I saw it opening day, and I went right back the next day and watched it again.
Yeah, magical, eh? I never read the first book. I think I read the first 10 pages, and I'm like, oh, this is like some heavy reading, and so I put it down. And then a little later on, that's when I got to see the movie. The movie, wow, that's spellbinding. I was blown away by it.
I'm excited for The Hobbit to come out.
Super excited.
Now, do you think, is that coming out in 3D?
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Do you think Peter Jackson will release the original 3 in 3D eventually, like George Lucas has done with Star Wars or is doing with Star Wars?
I'm sure he will.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't
That's
surprise
a good point, John. For sure. So the announcement here has been the Hobbit films have titles now.
So how many are there?
Oh, really?
There's 2
I
of
thought
them?
they were just going to do part 1 and part 2.
There's 2.
They're breaking it up into
movies.
2 films.
Yeah, 2 movies. The first one is called The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. And that's going to be released in December 14th, 2012.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
And then 1 year later, on December 13th, 2013, they release The Hobbit There and Back Again. Fucking awesome. I'm very excited.
Can I make a confession?
What?
Jason, you have not seen the films?
No
Get out.
way.
I'm taking that poster back, bitch.
Whip it up.
I was gonna say I have never had a Killer Instinct poster prior to this night,
Oh, okay.
What were you going to say,
and I've
Jason?
actually never seen.
No way.
No, I'm dead serious. I'm really sorry.
I'll let you borrow that.
I've
shit, dude.
never
Seriously.
seen a Lord of the Rings movie.
Hey,
Oh, my
Jason,
God.
I got to ask why. I have to ask why.
I don't have any interest in it.
What?
I don't have any interest in it.
Like why, though?
I feel like it's if I go there, I feel like it's going to be 2 hours of me just sitting watching someone play World of Warcraft.
Okay, so you don't like fantasy-esque movies? You don't like those kind of movies?
No, I don't.
Well, he doesn't play
Do you like-
RPGs, don't forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So he probably likes movies like The Fast and the Furious.
No, not really. Well, the first one, yeah, but
Movies with
I like
people shooting guns.
action. I like chick flicks. I like dramas, some romance, but action.
There's a romance in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, what?
Yeah, there's like an elf and
A
a
hobbit and a
Aragorn.
fuck it.
Arwen.
golem and a hobbit
Arwen, yeah.
and an elf. Or
I don't
something.
want to watch two animals fuck each other.
They're not animals, dude.
What are
They're
they?
not animals. They're people animals. It's different.
People, animals.
I don't know.
No, I'm just being funny. But no, I haven't seen any, and I should. I should.
Now, Jordan, what are your thoughts about the movies?
I saw the first one on like TV, and I didn't like rush out to see them when they first came out, but I have seen all three, and I do have all the extended DVDs. My favorite was Return of the King.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah, they're just so long though, because I haven't watched them in a couple of years now. Return of the King though was my favorite. I really like the part with Shelob in it. Other than that, they're all right.
I'm a big fan of the games like EA did back for the PS2 and Xbox.
Yeah, Return of the King was awesome.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of those two games. They had the Fellowship of the Rings, like Lord of the Rings. First one is a different developer, and it wasn't as good. But
Lord of the Rings War in the North is coming out pretty soon this year, and that's going to be, I believe, the first M-rated Lord of the Rings game. It's going to have 3-player online co-op and stuff.
Wow.
It's going to be pretty awesome.
wow,
With animal sex.
Yeah.
Animal people sex. Sorry. Yeah.
I had a question with The Hobbit. Are they using some of the same actors?
They
Yes.
are.
They are.
What's his name? Ian.
McKellen?
Yeah.
Gandalf
They're
is
using
coming
him,
back.
obviously Gandalf, but
Yeah.
all the other actors, to my knowledge, obviously they have a new Bilbo. I forget the guy's name, but with all the dwarves, whatever it is, 16 dwarves, they are casting, all 16 actors for that, which is going to be crazy.
And they're bringing Legolas into this, which, as far as I know, it's funny. I went and bought the actual book, The Hobbit. I've never read it. And I'm actually going to sit and read it before the movies come out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
hey John, you just say Legolas?
Legolas.
I always say Legolas.
Yeah.
Legolas.
Say like a lamb, baby.
Legolas.
Tomato, I guess, is Mario
Yeah,
Mario.
no, so anyways, as I was saying, he is in the Hobbit movies. And as far as I know, I could be wrong here, but as far as I know, he's not in the writings. He's not in the book, The Hobbit. But they're bringing him in. There's a reason they're doing it. Peter Jackson is smarter than us all. He was a lot bigger than us all, and now he's not. So he knows more than what about all this stuff than us. So
Okay.
I'm sure he
I
has a plan for this.
I brought up this list here. Yeah, I'm seeing Elijah Wood is back. Orlando Bloom is back.
Elijah Wood is back.
Yeah, it says Frodo's in the movie.
Heart throbs.
Well, I guess they're going to do some alterations.
Yeah, Galadriel is in there. Saruman is in there.
How about Smeagol? Smeagol.
Yeah,
Of course he's in.
Smeagol.
yeah.
It's my
Zach.
Yeah. You gotta watch the movie, Jason. I'm telling you.
That shit's funny just by itself.
Huh?
Yeah, god damn it, Jason.
Okay.
You know,
Art Freeman is Bilbo Baggins.
Huh.
It's
I like the
that-
score.
I swear to God.
The soundtrack is so fucking epic in that whole series.
I'm going to get some poutine.
I'm going to get
I'm
yelled
going to
at.
invite Jason over. I'm going to smother him in poutine and make him watch goddamn Lord of the Rings.
Pick the best one then.
I will. I'll let him wear his Gollum mask as well for the whole thing.
My precious.
Well, you have to start with the first one. You can't go into the second or third
Yeah, you can't.
boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch them in sequence.
Yep.
All right. It sounds like we're going to have a poutine party.
Jason, like this. What is watching a movie? Like, I mean, how much effort is that?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with movies and me. I have always said to myself, look, if I'm going to sit and spend 2 hours watching a movie, I have to be busy. I have to be doing something. I have to be active.
Masturbate while you're doing it.
I can't just sit there and watch a movie. And then I started to get involved with audio and learning the backside of how, audio is created, and then doing some scoring and then doing sound design for things. And now it comes to a point to where I can't even watch a movie because I'm analyzing it too much.
But Lord of the Rings will teach you things because it is.
Yes, exactly.
It's got some great sound work in there.
Oh, I think you might get captured by it, honestly.
All right.
I think you might get captured.
I think it's time to start the official petition for Jason
Oh,
Heine. to
shit,
watch
here we
Lord-
go.
Hey,
Okay.
sign that
If it
motherfucker.
gets signed a whole, yeah, you know what? Because if it gets signed a whole bunch, then maybe I will. Maybe I'll think about it.
Oh, maybe it reaches 100 and you'll think about it.
If it hits 100, I'll think about it.
I'm going to sit outside your place with a little television and play it and just put the TV up by your window. You'll just keep glancing out and seeing it by accident. It's going to happen.
I'm going to see Hobbits
It
and
really
all
is.
kinds of
It's
shit.
a great trilogy. It's up there with for me. It's up there with this original Star Wars trilogy. But
Oh, definitely.
Wow.
I'm more partial to Star Wars just because I grew up.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
For sure.
Well, then I'm missing out.
Well, John, do you have all the Lord of the Rings action figures to complement your Star Wars figure collection?
I have a few figures, but nothing to the extent of my Star Wars collection.
Sauron.
The problem with the Lord of the Rings figures, at least the originals, the boxes are humongous. For
Yeah,
those things.
they're big. Yeah, they're big.
I never liked
I like the detail on them though. They're pretty cool looking figures. But yeah,
They make good gnomes for your garden kind of thing.
yeah.
No. There's Gandalf there, like,
Oh,
waving
look who's in the garden.
Yeah, it's Gandalf and the hobbits. Too good.
Good stuff.
That was one thing we need to clear up. There's another thing that me and Pete need to clear up. Sorry. White Knight Chronicles. Pete, what's going on?
So White Knight Chronicles 2, those may know that I and Johnny, we both enjoyed the game. I invested quite a bit of time into that, which apparently...
Okay, so you invested a lot of time into the online aspect, correct?
Yes. So I beat the story 2 times, and I played online by about 80 hours, which apparently is not a lot of time in White Knight Chronicles hours, because apparently to get a platinum in that game, you need to play it for like 600 to 700 hours. So I remember I posted on a forum somewhere, and they're like, I told them I played like 80 hours, and they're like, online, they're like, oh, so you played like nothing, because unless you play 600 to 700 hours, you didn't play the game a lot. And I'm thinking to myself, so in order to invest a lot of time into a game, you have to play it for 700 hours. I just thought that was
fucking retarded.
ridiculous. Yeah. But they have announced a release date for White Knight Chronicles 2, which is actually right around the corner, June 9th in the UK, or June 10th, I believe. But here's the thing. I was going to import it, but then I realized that you can import your save game from White Knight Chronicles 1, carries over your character and your money and all kinds of stuff. And that save game won't work on a US PlayStation if you have the PAL game. And the US version of the game has not been, there's no date for it yet. So it's kind of unfortunate because, the PS3 is import friendly. You can just buy any version, PS3.
I thought it was in June it was coming out.
June for the UK. There's no specific date yet for the US release.
Isn't there another stupid thing that you need to finish the first game to play the second game?
I think that's been updated. I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a recap of the first game now.
Good.
I kind of remember reading this somewhere. Originally, they did say, yes, you have to finish the first before you can play the second, but I think they changed their minds on that. But the first game is being included with White Knight Chronicles 2, and it's going to be a remastered version.
Remastered and that it doesn't freeze now?
Maybe.
You saw my video on that, right?
Yeah.
Pete?
Yep.
It actually froze when I was capturing the footage for it. It froze like 3 times on me while I was playing that game. That's unacceptable. That's just too much. That's just ridiculous. Oh, me and Rob had this really weird battle glitch happen to us. We're playing the game, and for some reason, I couldn't attack. No matter what I did, I couldn't attack. Every button we pressed, it just glitched out. I had to shut off the PlayStation. Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff.
Speaking of glitches, I have to apologize to some listeners out there. Those of you that might have listened to the last podcast, I think I mentioned my hype for Dungeons and Dragons Daggerdale, which was being released on the 360 and the PC. So I was super hyped for the game. It's, for the Xbox, it's a 4-person online co-op Dungeons and Dragons game, plays similar to, say, Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance. And I downloaded it, but here's the thing. The game is like in beta mode. It is super glitched out. I downloaded it day one, and I played it almost the whole day. I probably put like 10 hours into the game. I was really having fun with it. I was playing a cleric. I was healing my teammates. I was getting some epic loot. Getting my purple gear. I was like, oh yeah, I was getting all into it. Despite there being some glitches and bugs, it really was kind of rushed. But then I got to a game-breaking bug in the game that many people are experiencing. I get to the maximum level in the game at the time, which is level 10, which in Dungeons and Dragons terms is actually, it's quite high, believe me. It's not like most RPGs. It takes a long time to level up. But there's a skill loss glitch. So I'm playing, and all of a sudden I can't use one of my skills anymore. And I'm a cleric, and, my skills are actually quite important to my build.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
So I lost the skill, and I lost all the skill points that I invested into the skill, so I could not unlock it again. So I'm like, okay, I'll be able to make do without this one skill, because I was still kind of having fun with the people I was playing with. And the funny thing is, I was playing the game, and I ran into a group of people playing it, and one of the guys, he's like, I added him to my friends list because, we were talking and whatnot. He's like, I thought I knew you from somewhere. I'm subscribed to your YouTube show. So I thought that's pretty cool. I'm like, oh, hey, thanks. So I was playing with someone that watched my channel. And I believe his name is B&B or DMB. I forget his name, but shout out to him. But I lost 3 of my skills, and they were unrecoverable. And right now, the forums for this game on Atari are blowing up with people complaining, saying, I want my money back. This is a waste of...
Oh, wow.
It's a $15 game, but it's blown up. GameFAQs, Atari forums, people are pissed off because this game is bugged the hell out. It's game-breaking, this skill thing. People are losing all their skills, which makes the game just pointless. So the developers are asking, information so that they can potentially patch this game. When the patch is coming, nobody knows. I'm actually eagerly anticipating it. It was kind of shitty of them. Here's the thing. It's not the developer's fault, and I forget the developer's name. It's more of Atari probably forcing them to release this game more earlier than they anticipated. So don't blame the developers partially. It's mostly on Atari's part, most likely. But I'm actually anticipating the patch because I was really having fun with it. It's just unfortunate, and I do not recommend you pick this game up until it gets patched. Just a warning.
Well, how much is it? How much is it?
It's 1,200 points, $15. It's also on the PC.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, rushing can kill things.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like we're playing. It almost feels like we're beta testing the game right now. Seriously, there were people on my team that were buying stuff from the shops in the game, and they weren't appearing in their inventory. People getting stuck and all kinds of stuff going on. So
Jordan, I have a question for you. Being a developer yourself, so before you release the game, I'm sure you have to just play the shit out of it, right, to make sure it works.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
No, well, let me. Like you said, when I finished the game back in around October, I literally played and beat it every single day for about a month. Some days I even played and beat it twice, and just kept making notes about any rooms, which would piss even me off. So I would wind up modifying them, and it could just be little fixes like moving a row of spikes 1 unit up so you don't have as easy a time of hitting it, or taking a spike out, maybe eliminating an enemy here or there, just little things like that.
Did you have anybody else test your game out, or was it solely you?
Yeah, there are a couple people involved in the game right now. They generally provide feedback here and there. I think one of the biggest things they like is the fact that I'm putting in the 3 hit point system for the easy as opposed to just 1 hit point all the time.
Yeah. I like the fact that you have unlimited lives, though. That helps.
Yeah.
That'd be impossible if it was just like a 3 life thing.
Now, Let me ask for the first game, right now at this current moment, with the version that you have released on cart, are there any glitches that have been found since, or is it pretty clean?
Yeah, the original 1.0 actually had a really stupid one where you could make yourself be permanently invulnerable. The way it worked is you have to open up a text box and then pause the game the instant the text box opens, and the game stays flagged as paused, and it never unflags it unless you pause again. walk through enemies, and as long as the game thinks that it's flagged as paused, it will never check for being killed. So that's why that did it. The other little revisions I did to it were in the game's fonts. The letters D and U, or sorry, D and V kind of look like an O and a U. I mean, they were still different in terms of pixels, but I made them look a little bit clearer. So, D looked like a D and V looked a lot more like a V.
How do you know which version? How do you know which version you have?
It says right on the front of the cards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and on the title screen. And also version 1.1, Larry finished the artwork finally. So it's something we were happy to do, to finally get the better coloring version of it out there.
Jason, do you have the audio questions?
Hello, gentlemen. It's the Vintage Video Game Geek. How are you? Just wanted to say, first of all, thank you for keeping me company on my commute during the week. It's about an hour long, and I have been listening to your podcast. It's been very enjoyable. Quick technical question here. Does it really matter if I put the left earbud in my left ear and the right earbud in my right ear? Or does it really matter? Because I don't check. I just kind of throw them in there. I was always kind of curious, if it didn't matter, why do they label them left and right? Okay, my real question is, if some major game developer came to you and said, we want to make an awesome video game using 7th generation technology, and we want to base it off an 80s cartoon series.
Oh, wow.
And they were giving you the choice. You could pick any cartoon series from that era. Which would you choose? Me personally, no question, I would pick Mask.
Oh, you bastard!
Strike
That's what I was
Command.
gonna pick.
Awesome 80s cartoon. I know
What a
Gamester
bastard.
81 knows of this cartoon
Absolutely.
show. Not a lot of people have heard of it, but it's very cool. That would be my choice, and be interested to hear from you guys. And Mr. Peter Dorr, since you're kind of a youngin', you can pick from the 90s.
Oh.
All right, guys, keep up the great work.
Always awesome.
I love vintage. He's the
Good,
coolest
good old
guy.
vintage video game geek. Check him out. He's hilarious.
Hey, why did we start with Pete then? Why don't you go with your one from the 90s?
Fine, I'll go with the 90s. I think I've answered something similar to this before. But I would totally, without a doubt, go with the Saturday morning SatM version of Sonic the Hedgehog. That is by far my favorite cartoon ever. And there was actually, I believe, this video on YouTube of like a prototype version of a Genesis version of this show in video game form. It actually looks sort of like a more slowed down version of Sonic the Hedgehog with more puzzle elements. But no, I don't know how that would translate to 7th generation technology, but that would probably be my pick.
Nice.
John?
I would probably do He-Man.
Oh.
I would put it into like a God of War style game.
Huh.
That would be freaking phenomenal, I think.
So you could like rip off Skeletor's face and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of He-Man, and I mean, there's so many. Here's the deal: there's so many '80s classic cartoon shows I just love.
Yeah.
But I'll save them for you guys, because I don't want to take away your thunder. So Johnny, to you.
Oh God, I'm just in love with that. I'm just kind of like you, Gamester. I'm gonna pick a very well known toy. I was thinking about it. And it's gotta be the original G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
I've been going back and watching a lot of the old TV commercials and some of the old animation. And I started watching my box set a couple of weeks ago, and I fucking love it. So cool. But I'd love to see that in a real video game with the original characters. That or Galaxy Rangers. Nobody ever remembers that one. I hate that. Or Mighty Orbots would be another. Do you remember that one, John? Mighty Orbots?
Mighty Orbots. I vaguely.
Definitely Mask. What a bastard for picking Mask. And
Hey, Johnny. They've been playing on Sci-Fi lately a lot. Is Star Blazers?
oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's
so
a classic. Yeah.
I've been TiVoing those, and those are freaking sweet to watch.
It's funny, actually. Taylor sent me some chips from Japan, and they had like live action Star Blazers on the packet of chips.
Oh, nice.
And the other day, I cracked them open and I had them, and they were freaking awesome. So I want to thank Taylor, if he was listening, for sending those out. But those are my picks. Jordan, we'll go to you. What would you pick?
Well, the only 80s one for me that kind of comes to mind, even and it's already based on a video game, would be Captain N. Where I could see maybe, you play as a guy in a video game world. If they did some kind of crossover, that might be kind of cool. That's really the only thing that comes to mind for me, though.
Yeah, I love that series too.
Yeah, I actually have animation cells from that show.
Oh, do you?
Oh, cool.
Yep.
That's cool. I have some Turtles animation shells. So
Yeah, I've got turtles.
Shells.
shows, whatever.
Shells.
Yeah.
Jason Heine.
I would definitely pick G.I. Joe, but here's what I'd like to do with it. I would like to take it, and I would like to put it in a Grand Theft Auto setting.
How did I know it?
Wouldn't that
that'd
be
be
freaking sweet?
That would be cool. That'd be awesome.
You would have all of the G.I. Joe
Sandbox.
vehicles.
Yeah.
You would have, it'd be in this big sandbox, and you would have your different areas, big open world where you could drive around, do different missions,
That'd
be
be fucking
multiplayer
sweet.
with all the different G.I. Joe characters.
Jason, yeah, you could pick Cobra or G.I. Joe.
Absolutely.
To begin with.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And their vehicles to go along with it. Oh, dude.
oh.
Dude, Johnny's got to clean his pants now.
I think that would
Could you
be
imagine?
a hit.
Could you imagine a bunch of you and your friends flying around in Cobra Rattlers? Oh God, that'd be awesome.
It'd be just a hit. I think it'd be a hit.
How about a He-Man MMO?
About a very large man in a loincloth running around the world.
But seriously, there's so many
I'm
characters.
pleased to meet you.
There are a ton of characters of He-Man, and they can expand to the She-Ra universe of characters, and but there's seriously so many characters.
Hello, my name is John Man. I'm pleased to meet you. Please don't let my pink
have the power.
Stop staring at my pink loincloth.
Yeah.
Nice cloth.
Let us go off and be friends now.
And I wanted to finish the question off with answering his first question, if I could.
Sure.
So, yes, Vintage, you're talking about, does it matter if you put the left earbud in the left ear and the right earbud in the right ear? Thing is typical earbuds are all designed the same. They're designed to go in the canal of your ear and fit just perfect in there. Now, your left and right ear canal typically are the same. They're mirrored. So, in essence, no, it really doesn't matter. But actually, then again, it does. It goes back to the recordings of the audio when they're recorded. There's something called a stereo image. Things are panned left, they're panned right. Some are panned what we call right dead center, right up and down. So when recordings are happening, people are panning things left and right, like cymbals or toms or guitars. Bass is typically right down the center. So to get the true sound of the way it was intended at the recording, yes, it does matter if you put it in the left ear. And it does matter why, they are labeled, because they need to go in the left and right ear. Now, to most people, it really doesn't matter, and nor will they notice, nor will they care. That really is the breakdown. Now, there are some earbuds that actually are designed to go in the ear and wrap around the ear. They have weird ways of attachment. And then we also are talking about headphones, which actually, for comfort, they're designed to be left side on the left ear, right side on the right ear for comfort, but also it's so that the stereo image is correct in recording. So, put them in the right ear, Vintage. Put them in the right or the correct ear.
Right.
And if you don't, if you don't, Jason will come over to your house and murder you.
But first, I'll give you the lecture about why.
Yeah.
And then I will kill you.
Then he'll murder you. He'll wrap the ear things around you.
I will hang you with your earbuds.
Yeah.
Good
He'll hang you
question.
from the ceiling with them.
Good question.
Good question.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Hold on a second here.
Hold
I'm
on.
excited.
Here.
I'm excited because it's just been announced that the Dungeon Siege 3 demo, which is a upcoming game that I'm actually really looking forward to. There's a demo now on Xbox Live Arcade with online co-op.
Oh.
Just had to say that. I'm actually
No,
pretty
it's just so
excited.
quick. Do you want to describe the game? Like, what is it?
There's, I believe, 4 different character classes, and it's a sequel to a quite old now, actually, PC sort of dungeon crawl hack and slash kind of game that is. I'd never played the original Dungeon Siege 2, but I've watched Giant Bomb's quick look at this one, which was like an hour and a half long, and it looks really fun. Like there's 4 different classes, different unique abilities, and I'm super excited to actually go play that. Really quickly, though, we wanted to remind people, though, that we record these podcasts and release them a week later. So by the time you hear this, the demo would have already been out for 1 week.
Yeah, I guess there is a little confusion in there when we do the highlight reels and we get a lot of new listeners that don't really understand how it goes. Basically, we record these a week before they get released. So, and then I do a highlight reel every Monday, the Monday prior to the podcast coming out. The podcasts get released every Wednesday.
And Jason, where can I find a highlight reel?
And you can definitely find the highlight reels on the All Gen Gamers YouTube page. youtube.com/allgengamers.
Hello, John, Johnny, Jason, and Pete. This is Will, also known as Eskilium on YouTube. My question for all of you is, if you could replace any main character in any video game ever made, who would it be and why? Now, don't think about it from the aspect of the hardships that they have to struggle through. Think about who they really are and the environment they're placed in. Mine would have to be Alan Wake. I love the dark, mysterious, and paranormal atmosphere he's thrown into, and I love how he has to react to everything with his investigative nature as a writer. I think it would be really awesome to take his place. I'm interested in hearing who you guys would be. Keep up the great work, guys. Keep gaming. Peace.
So it's saying if we wanted to place ourselves in the main role of a character in a game.
Wow.
Christ.
So many great gaming
He said
worlds.
replace.
He
I
said
thought
he said replace, but then at the end of the question, it kind of sounds like he was placing himself in
Yeah, he
something.
was going to place himself in the character's role.
Why don't we just go with that one then?
Yeah, okay.
What game would we place ourselves?
I mean, both ways. That's a pretty cool question. Let me just look through here.
I would definitely say Battle Kid.
You stole it! Damn it! I'm pretty stealing shit tonight.
No, I'm just playing. I got a real one, but
I think for replace, I might pick Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. Just because he's all, emo and whiny. That would just be mine.
I'd say
I wouldn't want to be in the role of that, but I think if we're just doing replace, replace it with someone, not acting like that.
I would say Duke Nukem for me. Because
You
think about,
you just want to go look at boobs.
well, yeah, you can tip the strippers and
Use some
blow up
incredible
things.
guns.
Yeah, you have one-liners, classic one-liners.
Jetpack. Oh, dude, he's got a jetpack.
Yeah, that's my pick.
I definitely know what I would want to be. It would be He-Man in the He-Man MMO. Running around with my pink loincloth. I would love that.
Nice cloth.
Hello, gentlemen. How's your evening going? Stop
Don't
staring
look at
my
me. I
loincloth.
might flash you. Woo!
Yeah. Is it hot in here or is it just me?
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Let us go over to that dark cave over there.
Okay,
Let's
I know what
explore
mine is.
together.
I know what mine is. You guys are gonna flip your lid because it's not a game you think I'd pick. But I would definitely would like to take the place of Chrono from Chrono Trigger.
You're talking about Chrono Trigger?
Yep.
What the hell is going on here?
Because he's traveling back in time. He's traveling into the future. He's got that hot bitch Luca. She's actually not really that hot, but it's Marley who's hot. We've already been through this. I'd do her in a heartbeat. But Luca can make all these crazy time travel machines and devices. So she's like the brainiac. I've got my girl Marley there, right there. My mom's there. Like she's making sandwiches at the beginning. Giving me 200G for allowance. I mean, the dude's got it made.
In thinking about it now, I'd like to be Jason Heine in the Lord of the Rings MMO, playing Frodo Baggins or something. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, what would that be like?
That would be incredible, but you wouldn't know anything about it, so don't worry about it.
I don't know. You have
Don't
to let
worry
me know
about
what
it.
that's like.
Yeah, don't worry about it, but it'd be amazing.
I've got to answer that. Might be a little too obscure for some people to know what I'm talking about, but I would want to take the role of Andy in the game Heart of Darkness, which was released on the PC and the PlayStation 1. The reason being is he's a kid that creates his own time machine basically in his treehouse in his backyard and gets transported to this alien world, which is actually quite a beautiful world in the game, and gets to battle these shadow creatures in search of his dog, which was captured by these shadow monsters. I don't know. It would be a really fun concept to...
That kind of sounds like the story for Avatar.
Yeah, well,
I'm
maybe.
kidding. I'm joking.
Well, good questions.
Beautiful questions.
Thanks for submitting them, guys. If you want to keep submitting some questions, please do in the form of MP3 and audio. You can send them to contact@allgengamers.com. We will get them, and we will get to answering them on the show when time permits. So thanks again, you guys, for hanging out. What else we got? We got some links. We got some plugin. What else we got?
As far as where to find us?
As far as anything. Yeah.
Our website, allgengamers.com, Twitter, Facebook,
Tweet.
Justin TV.
It's a beautiful thing.
We're all over the place.
We're everywhere.
And we might as well plug it now, but stay tuned. We'll probably have more solid, concrete details for you in maybe next episode, but we do want to do a special live stream show, most likely for episode 50, where we might look into doing video broadcast along with it to make things a little more interesting. So
That means I have to buy a webcam. Jesus.
you have a webcam, just use the crappy one that's
I don't have a webcam. When my iMac died, the webcam that was built in with it went bye-bye as well.
Sounds cool.
Petition for Johnny to buy a new webcam will be up.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Petitions for everything. Dude, webcams are so cheap
I'm gonna
now.
have a petition for Pete Dorr to get raped. And everybody would goddamn sign it.
Hey guys, this is Lunar52 from the forums. Love the show, I listen to it all the time, it's great. But anyways, my question for you guys today is, what is your favorite game to play late at night? Thanks for taking my question, and have a great day. Bye.
That's kind of tough, right?
Easy for me.
Shining in the darkness. Too funny.
Easy for me, and I'm going to have Pete answer it.
Battlefield.
Hydro Thunder.
I'm going to have John answer it.
Battlefield. Bad Company.
Easy.
That's the answer for everything for Mr. Jason.
Yes.
The game is fucking incredible. Battlefield Bad Company 2, late at night. I play it till 3 and 4 in the morning every night. Woot woot. Squad up. Spot and shot.
Jordan, what do you play late at night? Video game wise?
Well, lately, of course, there's Pure Solar, but I used to play a lot of Warcraft 3, either the ladder or Defense of the Ancients, which is a custom map, and of course, Battle Kit 2.
I guess my answer would have to be Final Fantasy 11, only because the time passes by so fast in that game that usually I don't realize I'm playing it late into the night. Plus, I can play that game with no volume on and just crank some music up, which is always fun to do because I don't need to hear what the hell is going on in that game. As well as StarCraft 2. That's another good game to play late into the night.
You don't like Bastoc's music? The 50 billionth time, you know?
I love Bastoc's music.
Me too. I love it too. That's the first city I started in. I always love that city.
Which, by the way, shout out to Eskillium, our last question asker, who also recently got back into Final Fantasy 11. And I also want to give a shout out to his channel. He's been creating some great videos for the past couple of years here on YouTube.
He's a good guy. Great guy.
Check out his channel, Eskillium, Skilliam. He's been very supportive of us and all of our channels for quite a while. So
absolutely, we appreciate that, and he's a good guy. Awesome channel. So
I got a request, Pete. One night, what you got to do is, I'd love it if you streamed Final Fantasy 11. So
I've done it in the past, but yeah, I totally will.
I always miss it. I always seem to miss it. Like, I'll have to go onto your channel to actually check that out for sure.
It's not the most exciting game to watch being streamed, depending upon.
No, but that's my old. It's my old world as well. So it'd be fun to see how things have changed and progressed and all that. I just want to watch a fucking video on it. I ain't playing it again. Let's stay away from that stuff. Sure about. What about you, John? Games you played late at night?
Lately I've been playing Alan Wake late at night, and that's a really fun game to play. I've been enjoying that. Have you guys played it?
I want to pick it up.
I know we've talked about it. Actually, I've been borrowing it from my brother. I was over in Seattle, and my brother lives up there, and I saw it laying there. I'm like, dude, do you mind if I borrow that? Because I've heard mixed reviews about the game, but I really like it. It's actually really good. It's got a really cool play dynamic, and it's a really fun game to play at night because most of the game is taking place like at night, and it's like darkness, and you need a flashlight and stuff. So that's been what I've been playing lately as far as at night. So
quick recommendation for me is, if you want a great game to play at night with the lights off, headphones on, play Amnesia: The Dark Descent on the PC. That game is, well, I live streamed it, so it probably wasn't as scary as it could have been, but definitely a game to play if you're a fan of survival horror. Yeah,
I think Dead Space is another one. To play at night for sure. So that's kind of lately what I've been playing at night. So
yeah. What in the fuck was that? Was that Pete getting raped? The petition was already answered. That fast?
What is that squishing noise? Though?
He's getting eaten.
He's getting
devoured by some cougar. Or panther, I don't know, lion, or whatever.
You gotta watch out. You play games late at night that are scary,
What's the other monster one you got?
What the fuck?
Oh, I can't wait for the Halloween episode.
What's the Psycho one?
He's looking at my soundboard.
Ooh, it's a spooky night of gaming again.
All right.
Well, it's been fun, guys. Hey, Jordan, thanks for joining us in this, shenanigans of all gen gamers.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Jordan.
It's been fun. Absolutely.
Definitely going to have to try and scrounge up some money in my PayPal account and pick that game up. Definitely, if people haven't checked that out again, I know we've actually mentioned this game before many episodes ago, because I remember actually saying on the podcast, I'm like, Christ, I better buy my copy because they're going to sell out now. Which obviously probably wasn't the case, because there's still many available for sale.
Oh, yeah. No, he's ordering new parts all the time, so we're not going to do any finite quantities. It's just per demand, I guess you could call it. And another thing is, I don't know if this has been mentioned, but there is a demo ROM on my website if people want to, try it before they play it or buy it.
Cool. And plug your website one more time.
Sure. http sivak.nintendoage.com.
Awesome.
And that's Sivak.
Yes.
There you go.
Very cool. Well, man, best of luck with the new game you got planned. I'm sure it's going to be great.
Yeah, maybe have you on when that comes out and we can talk about that some more if you like.
Yeah, absolutely. And if people want to keep checking out my YouTube channel, I'll keep posting videos every now and then. I don't know when I'm going to do a new one, but we'll see.
Cool.
Sounds good.
And just really quick to let the listeners know, because I'm sure there's a couple of them out there right now that are wondering, we're just not going to cover games we've been playing recently this episode because we are running a bit short on time. Johnny has to take off. So next episode, we will go over all the games we've been playing over the past 2 weeks.
Well, actually, you do realize that when we do the next podcast, it'll be E3.
Oh, that's right.
So how about the next podcast we talk about E3 predictions? And so I just want to jump in.
Well, E3 predictions. We'll be talking about the new Nintendo console.
We'll be talking about
the day we're going to record it is the day they're unveiling it. And I just want to say that I'm going to Nintendo World for the for Nintendo's E3 press conference, which there's going to be like a big gathering there that was much more significant than what they had last year when I went. So
just so we can get this right. So it's Microsoft is 9:00 on Monday, is it?
I believe so.
And then the next up is Sony, and then Nintendo is Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon.
Nintendo is Tuesday at 12.
There we go. Yeah, absolutely.
Super excited. So
here's a bit of speculation. This is purely everybody, please bear with me. Pure speculation on my part, and I know you guys have been hearing the rumors about the PS4. And how they don't want to, commit a hell of a lot of money to it because they committed so much with the PS3, and that had some kind of negative effects on them. And especially, and I'm not a Sony hater, I love Sony, but also Sony. Everybody's kind of saying that it's going to be like 4 hours of Sony apologizing during the press conference for what's actually happened over the last couple of months.
I'm not even sure if they'll bring it up, honestly.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Well, I don't know. I think they'll actually have to. A lot of speculation is that they're going to make mention of it. But anyways, here's the speculation. This is pure just talking. This is not meaning anything or anything. But here's my personal thoughts. Please chime in here. But I feel that this is a very interesting time in the fact that Sony might actually do a scaled-back PS4. So they might not be spending a lot of money on it, as they said. And this might be an opportunity, I'm just saying, for Microsoft to step in and put a bit of money into their next console. And they could quite literally, and I'm not all for Microsoft by any means. I'm just saying this might be an opportunity for Microsoft to go in and snag top spot by creating a really powerful machine that Sony can't create. This is speculation. What do you guys think? Just bringing up an interesting part, and then Nintendo comes in and they just find their audience like they always seem to do, because we don't know what Nintendo's got planned, right? But what do you guys think about that?
Quite honestly,
I want to mention this earlier.
I just want to see them all succeed, because I would hate to see Sony fail and lose out on all those Sony first party titles, which I personally believe Sony has the best first party exclusive titles, which I'm sure some people will disagree with, but I just find year after year, most of my favorite games from every year tend to be on the PlayStation 3 towards the top of my list. Doesn't mean that PlayStation 3 is my favorite console. It's all about the games, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. What do you guys think, Jason, John?
Well, I love my 360 and I love my PS3.
Yeah,
and I think these
too.
consoles are absolutely fantastic. You know what? To be honest with you, it's like now this new Nintendo console coming out. Now that's something that I would be in for on day one and get. I feel like there's a lot of room to. Now we've talked about this before. I feel like there's a lot of room to improve on Nintendo's part to kind of jump into this current generation, right? Yeah. I think the 360 and PS3. I think these consoles do so much as it is. You know what I mean? And if but I mean, I agree with you, Johnny. I think Sony right now is they're trying to mend their wounds right now.
Yeah.
And Microsoft has probably seen an increase in sales, or at least activity on the network with them, just because of the fiasco that's happened. And we even heard this before all this happened. Sony was hurting with the PS3. That's why they started to take out features on the consoles, like backwards compatibility. They were doing stuff with the internals. They got rid of some USB ports. I mean, they were doing stuff to save costs a little bit because they threw so much at it. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's a great speculation.
We're talking about rumors here. Absolutely. Yeah. So there is a rumor that they're going to show the next PlayStation. Is there rumors about them showing a next Microsoft system? Not that I've heard of, but of course they might.
I think it's crazy that they're even talking about it. These consoles are so friggin' advanced.
I know.
You know what I mean? I mean, they look great. I can't believe it.
This is what I'm saying. These consoles are so damn advanced, and I ain't complaining about nothing. I'm happy. But I'm just saying that what if PS3, I'm just speculation, PS3, they release a new PlayStation console, they announce it, and then Microsoft doesn't. And they sit developing their console, and a year later, they bring out something that's just unbelievably huge. You never get a second chance to announce a console.
No, yeah.
And I think Nintendo will remember that from the GameCube days, So, and the GameCube wasn't a huge success, not by any means. And in fact, a lot of people were very worried about Nintendo. And Nintendo saved themselves with the Wii and their handhelds. That's what kept them going. So, even I think, isn't the new handheld by Sony, they're scaling back some of the features on that, I hear. That's what I heard.
It's a crazy world right now. There's a lot of mixed stuff going on.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I want anybody to win, to fail. I'm speculating. I get really excited about potentially what's going to happen in the future. And I'm not potentially happy about people failing. But I just want to know what the outcome, what the consumers out there deem, for everybody. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be an exciting time. So
can't wait for E3. Can't wait.
I just have one more quick prediction here. We're going to see a new Pikmin game for Nintendo's new system.
That would be awesome. I love Pikmin.
Because I'm thinking, because Pikmin is a series that requires a lot of control, and if this new controller or whatever has a touchscreen on it, I'm thinking this is where they're going to show the new Pikmin, which the game Pikmin has been announced, the new Pikmin game. They haven't shown it yet, but I think this is where we're going to see it.
It's been announced. When did they announce it?
Miyamoto said, they're working on a new Pikmin.
Well, he always says that. I'm working on everything brand new. Yeah, I'm always working on a Mario game.
This is our last chance to, kind of just say what we want to say before they unveil it. But I think Nintendo's going to come out and just completely wow us once again. They're going to show some crazy Zelda or Mario game with graphics that just blow you away.
I'm so excited. I'm going to cry next week. Seriously, it's kind of like for me, E3 every year.
It's getting more exciting than Christmas. I know it's getting more exciting than Christmas for me.
Yeah, like when I watch those press conferences, I can't tell you the emotion I feel. I remember. Don't you remember? Who was it? When the 360? What's the head guy? The 360 when he rolled up his arm and he had the Grand Theft Auto tattoo. I mean, that was big news back then. Like Grand Theft Auto on the 360, huge news.
Final Fantasy 13 on the 360, and then the unveilment of Final Fantasy 14. Come on,
huge, yeah. Like, and I remember when they announced Final Fantasy 14. I actually got shivers. I don't know how you felt, Pete.
I was quite excited.
Yeah.
For the right reasons that many people probably weren't, that the game was going to be online, which ended up being a big mistake.
Well, we didn't know how that was going to turn out at the time. That's what excited me the most, and I remember him saying, the PlayStation guy, he's like, yeah, that's one that didn't slip out, and I always remember how cool that was. I'm like, wow, that was quite the surprise. Because most of the stuff will get, everybody's going to listen to this next week and be like, well, boy, you guys were wrong, or you guys didn't know it was going to. We don't know. We're speculating. So by the time you hear this, when you're listening to this, E3 will have already happened.
Yeah, like today, right? Today.
Yeah.
It just
Today.
happened. I hope it was great.
It already happened. Hopefully it was awesome. I'm sure it was, but while you're listening to this, we'll be recording the podcast for next week.
And now we're talking about it because we know.
Yeah.
We know
We're
what
like
you
in a
just
time
saw.
Machine. We're in a time
Again,
machine.
Chrono Trigger. God, you guys, yes.
I know. I love time traveling
I
stories.
love it.
It's awesome. So, sorry for dragging that out for a bit for the end, but I just got suddenly very excited about quickly talking about that.
It'll be a good episode next episode, so stay tuned.
Yeah, I can't wait.